Hello, Chattanooga.
Hello.
Hey, guys. This is actually me playing the guitar.
No, I think I'm on the bass right there, if you hear it. Yeah. Nah, let me put on the drums.
Now, the drums on that's the easy part.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Well, my wife would be like, no, don't get near the drums. Don't. All you want to do is make noise.
Yeah. Hey, guys. My name's Sam Hodem.
And I'm Vandy Watt.
I'm so glad to have you guys with us today here for Footnotes. We're going to be talking about Shield.
Shield.
Yes, Avengers Assemble. Shield.
Yeah, Captain America may come up in the conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. We don't have that type of budget. Unless somebody wants to give on www.cachattanooga.org.
Yeah, I mean, we do currently meet at the spot that if you look at the aerial view, it does look like the Avengers symbol.
It
so
does.
I mean, we've got that too.
Yeah,
so.
7602 Lee Highway. If you look that up on Google Maps, it looks. Yeah, it had to be some computer program in place back in the day.
Yeah, so go look that up and go ahead and jump over to the website while you're there because it'll go ahead and pull that up for you. So.
Yeah, just boom, right there.
See it all.
And give enough that we can bring in Captain America.
Yeah. I mean, either that or we've just got to put Pastor Sam over here in a Captain America costume, and I don't think any of us need to see that.
Or steroids, and I don't want to do steroids. No, hey guys, it's we might actually need to get into our podcast today. Pastor Sloan, he preached this past Sunday about Shield, and honestly, I wasn't for sure how he was going to do that.
And I'm sitting here going, okay, how in the world is this going to all tie together? And then he started talking about the Spartans, and of course, my interest was immediately piqued in that one because lover of history. My bachelor's degree was in history. I taught history for a while.
Wow, what a nerd!
I know it, man. Just love the Spartans. As a matter of fact, originally I was going to go pursue a doctorate in ancient cultures with a focus on Greece and especially like diving into the Spartans and all that stuff.
My only thing is then you have to learn Greek, ancient Greek.
Yeah, I mean, the school I went to actually offered that, so I considered it at one point. Classical Greek, I would have been able to read the New Testament in the original text. It would have been really cool.
I would have just used AI to translate for me.
Then I got old and realized, that's not the best use of my time. But
he found a wife, and he that findeth a wife find a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. She brought down my nerd quotient just a little bit. But it was interesting as Pastor was talking about the Shield, and he brought up the Spartans that, I began to think about the histories, like Plutarch, one of the great historians of ancient Greece.
Old Louis L'Amour books, that was everyone had a Bible, and Plutarch lives in it, in their old homes, and I think that was very easily published to help get everybody in that. Mindset. Sorry,
no, it's fine. It's and as you look at his now, you got to understand with him, he was writing at a time that was 200 or 300 years after this, so a lot of this is
Plutarch, not Louis L'Amour.
Louis L'Amour, great writer, really helps you visualize the scene. But talking about Plutarch, he was writing about the Spartans, but one of the most interesting things, intriguing things that he wrote about the Spartans is that he told the story of is it getting that boring? All right.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I'll tell it quick. I
just love history.
Yeah, me too. But I'll tell it real quick. But he actually recounts the story of a Spartan mother telling her son when he went out to fight to come back with your shield or on it. So as Pastor is talking about, the shield and what it meant, Plutarch identified that it was a stage of honor for the Spartans. And this whole concept of, come back with your shield or on it meant very, very basically, hey, look, stay in the fight. Yeah. Because if you run away from it, you're going to be trying to shed everything you can that's extra weight. So the whole idea is give your all or don't come back. Or, come back on it by giving your all, or whatever you do, stay there to the last second and you win the victory. Yeah. So it's really an interesting concept when we talk about the shield, what that actually meant for the Spartans too, historically, as Pastor was talking about that.
He mentioned the Battle of Thermopylae, and the 300 or the 7,000, depending on how you want to count all that. But how they used that interlocking of their shields, the interlocking nature of that. They used it to such an extent, and then later, Alexander the Great and his army, the way they designed it, he was able to conquer much of the known world based on the shields.
Yep.
And the working together. That interlocking nature of those shields was something that honestly, I think if he could have found shields, he probably would have just brought them out and like had people run into them or something. But that being able to, I don't know, like the multiplying effect, I think is what he was getting at there.
Yeah. Well, the Bible does mention that a threefold cord is not easily broken, and that premise is demonstrated in the shields, and it became the main method of operation for units. Not just Alexander the Great took it and did amazing, like phenomenal things in military strategy with it, but then before you know it, the Romans picked it up. And built the phalanx, and all these different things were based on that basic premise of, hey, one shield alone.
I was scared to say phalanx. I was like, man, I've only ever read this word and never actually said it.
I probably mispronounced it a little bit.
No, okay. But like I was like, I don't even know how that started. I just skipped right over it. So.
the thing where they put all their shields together. Yeah. And stuck their spears through it. But yeah, it wasn't based on one shield alone.
No, it was them working together. A lot of times, if I remember, the experienced were up front to give time for the inexperienced to learn.
To gain that experience,
So if we take it, and then we take, he pulled in Ephesians chapter 6 as Paul, he so aptly drew out that description of the armor of God, and then the shield of faith, taking up the shield of faith with which you are able to quench all the flaming arrows of the evil one. This is not the KJV, but that idea there of being able to, all right, let's visualize shields. Let's visualize the progression of the older, of the more experienced, the stronger. Sometimes they're going to take things a little different and take it a little better than what someone that's maybe weaker in the faith, someone that is less experienced.
Yeah.
I think the importance of that would be, one, when you're young, as if in me, I take from that, I don't want to try and fight the same battles that my elders are fighting, because I may not be able to stand against that. I haven't got that experience yet. I think that's important. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Being very careful of being too presumptuous in and of ourselves when we're not walking in someone else's shoes.
Yeah, you are, but you're not. Like, you're some parts of the journey and some parts of the path have already been walked on.
Yeah.
So you're not walking in that exact same path. You're walking in proximity.
Yeah.
But that path has already been laid, and so you're building that.
So even speaking, if as an elder, sometimes I say as an elder, like sometimes as you've done something, it's easy to look back. Oh, it was easy. It's so like oh yeah, I just made it through college. I was straight A's. Like, no, I wasn't. I was up at 3 a.m. some nights.
You forget about those late night study sessions and the procrastination and the cramming and everything else along with it.
All that, or whatever it is in life, we look back on it and we look on it fondly and we forget the hard part of it. So I think as a young guy looking forward, I need to be careful not to be presumptuous in taking on the battles of my elders before my progression, my time. And then if I may, at my age, looking down, I don't need to sneer my nose at and just think, oh, they should make it through that. Okay.
Yeah. They've got to have somebody leading the way for them, that's where we start looking at, if we go back to the analogy Pastor used on Sunday and reference again the Spartans, they trained starting really, really early. Starting really, really early in life. 7 years old, I think, is when they began. But here's the crazy thing. They were just learning how to survive. 7, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
They didn't actually start their military training until they were in their early teenage years.
Wow.
They had already gone through all these different experiences, and they had to train individually before they could ever step foot in there to support somebody else. Yeah. Ooh. It's really interesting when we consider that, especially in the concept of Pastor's message from Sunday, is that, so many times, there are times where the battle has beat us up so bad and we're just holding our shield. But then there's also times that, we haven't prepared ourselves individually, and then we're coming expecting other people to hold their shield and protect
to hold
us.
ours up too.
Yeah. And so, in the same thing, we're setting that same example for that inexperience behind us, that, we've got to go and train and prepare ourselves individually so that we can hold our shield, so that as others are coming along behind us, they're learning, they're getting that experience, they're getting that. But it takes an individual preparation for the greater faith to be protected and to support each other and all that. If you're not prepared individually and doing things to grow yourself individually, that's going to be a challenge.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, any team sport will show you that for sure. The preparation point and all that comes in, I think he brought out a very good point in this, is it wasn't the sword. It wasn't the helmet. It wasn't even the feet shod with the preparation of the gospel. It was the shield of faith that quenched all the things that seemed to bombard us. And I think maybe that's something we've forgotten. How important it is to, no, God, I just trust you. Yeah. No, God, I just trust you. We want to argue with God. We want to bargain with God. We want to pretend that we are God.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah. And we're like, we have his nature, but we're not him. And so we want to pretend that that's who we are, and we're not. And we start dropping our faith in him, and we think, oh, I've got faith in me, and that doesn't stop an arrow. That doesn't stop a fiery dart. That doesn't stop anything. It actually hurts us.
And think about it like this too. When we begin to lower our shield, it's not just us as individuals that are exposed.
Yeah.
But it's our brothers and sisters. If you look at anybody that has begun to fade away over the years, think about who went right
fade
with
away.
them.
That is such a religious term. What do you mean by
fade away? Those that have kind of like grown weak. In the faith,
okay.
with the shield, et cetera. Yeah, I appreciate you correcting me on that. Calling me on that.
It's an odd one,
but it is. But those that have just grown weak, and they haven't restored their faith or grown their faith or renewed their faith. If you look as they begin to fade back or grow weak, it begins to impact other people too, and it's never just one person that pays the price, and I think that's another point that Pastor did a great job Sunday of bringing up, is the fact that, hey, goes back to the old song, I might sing a bar or two, you're my brother, you're my sister, so take me by the hand, and together we'll work, until it's this premise of like, hey, we need each other.
We do.
We got individual preparation. Yeah. We need each other, and faith is very, very vital to keep renewed, keep growing, keep developing, keep experiencing.
I think. So you were talking about in dropping the shield, and my mind goes back to like middle school, and playing dodgeball, and so like the guys are up front.
Yeah, the fat guys were the shield. I see how you do.
That's not where I was going with that.
Yeah, but the fat guy fell over, so I lost my shield. No,
no. So the guys are up front. They got maybe you have a dodgeball you're using as a shield, but then like you got all these like non-athletic girls in the back that are just like, oh my Lord. I don't want to be here, but they have to play. And like you just kind of step out of the side of the way, and like a dodgeball just beams them upside the head.
Yeah. Then you realize that was actually your sister, and you got to deal with all that too.
I wasn't homeschooled, so.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But no, I mean, like, I was thinking about dropping your shield there. Yeah. It's when our faith becomes weak, or when we maybe dodge something like, "Oh, I just skated by on that one." It hits the people that it shouldn't hit.
And most often, I know I joked and said that, then you realize it was your sister, but most often
those are closest to you.
Those closest to us, those that we are standing there for, our kids, those that we're closely connected to are the ones that are
smack in the face. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, that's rough.
It is.
I want to, and we may not get anything out of this, but I was looking in 1 Kings. And Solomon had the shields made out of gold. Okay, and then just a little bit later, when they came, they had to remake them in copper in the place of the gold, and it just wasn't the same. What to do with the faith? The faith of his father, and he tried to replicate it with a lesser product, without the consecration, without the dedication. Yeah, and it was just copper. It was not a shield of gold. It was a shield of copper.
Which, honestly, if you keep copper clean, it looks very similar to gold.
But it's not.
But it's not.
Because after just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of parallels with that, to understand. It's like, what I change could have ramifications beyond just, the initial experience. Yeah. I might think it's nothing. It's not a major situation.
I got you here. But gold's heavier.
It is.
It's harder to hold up. But it doesn't corrode. So the faith of Solomon versus the faith of Rehoboam. He had them remade in copper.
Yeah.
The shield, I should say. The shield of Solomon versus the shield of Rehoboam.
Remade in copper. Yeah. Still looked the part. But did not have the safety and security and the strength behind it.
Right there in the heart, won't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So his kid paid the price, and the next generations began to pay the price because he cut back on the shield.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, all right, guys. This is another episode of Footnotes. So thankful that you chose to join us today. This is me and Vandy. We would do this all day, every day.
Yeah, just talking about stuff. And it's a Tuesday, so that's just kind of like
Wednesday.
It is. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Yep. I'm trying to work this summer. It's getting.
He's rolling in the dough this summer.
No. Just taking up extra work, man. Teaching kids, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just that time, man. We just sit and talk and enjoy talking about the things of the Lord for sure.
I'm so glad you've joined us. If you have some thoughts on that, especially. Honestly, and maybe we didn't contextually get that exactly right, but I think that around the 1 Kings chapter 10, 1 Kings chapter 14, of the differences in the makes of the shield. If you have some thoughts or comments on that, let us know, all right? Go to www.cachattanooga.org. Shoot us an email. Tell us how bad we did on it. Yeah. Tell us if we just got that completely wrong. I don't think we did, but you're welcome to your wrong opinion anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm just... Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Footnotes. Tune in again next week.
We'll see you again soon.
All right. We forgot to play trumpets. We were doing guitars earlier. So.